Thanks again, members of the media.
Breaking news. South Africa is witnessing another surge of undocumented immigrants arriving at the Musina Repatriation Centre in Limpopo. For years, the Beitbridge border has been one of Southern Africa's busiest crossing points, with thousands of people entering South Africa in search of jobs, safety, and better opportunities. Now, authorities are stepping up operations once again. Welcome back to Mzansi News Daily News. And as always, kindly smash that subscribe button, like, and share this video so you never miss the latest updates. Officials at the Musina Repatriation Centre are processing, verifying, and preparing undocumented immigrants for deportation through the Beitbridge Port of Entry. According to the Department of Home Affairs, more than 3,000 undocumented immigrants have already been processed and repatriated, with the majority being Malawian nationals. Meanwhile, many Zimbabwean nationals remain at the centre as officials continue their identity verification before deportation. Stay tuned until the end of this video, where I'll give my full analysis on what these latest developments could mean for South Africa, border security, and the region.
Thanks again, members of the media. Like the request that you have made, that you need to meet with us and that you need updates. Let's appreciate all of you being here. I must indicate that in terms of the last update that we gave yesterday, you'll remember when you left here, we were at 15 buses. And then we're still talking about 1,200 or 1,300 people. I think you did your walkabout. You have managed to move around. You have managed to see the changes that the Department of Home Affairs, together with all other role players within the JCPS cluster, have managed to do. The center is gradually, bit by bit, clearing off. What we have managed to do yesterday, we've managed to load 73 buses. Of the 73 buses that we have loaded, 11 buses we loaded the people that are going to Zimbabwe, and the rest of the buses were those people that we took them over to Malawi. I must indicate that the numbers are gradually decreasing, and then there is really a positive mood in terms of how things are happening. I said to all of you that this is an elephant that we are going to eat piece by piece, and I think where we are moving towards making sure that it falls down. In terms of performance, attendance to our team, stakeholders, all the relevant stakeholders are here. There hasn't been much which our stakeholders has reported, except that on the side of SAPS, I think they managed to pick up some other cases that they are still that they managed to pick up, and those cases are some of the cases that they are going to continuously do their own investigation. From the health side, we did not have any issues. And then from BMA side, we have just been informed that at the port of entry also everything is flowing. So from where we are anticipating that if the numbers are going to be like this, we might end up reaching where we really want to reach. But I must indicate that the issue here is that we still have got some other pockets. We still have got some other areas that are pouring into the center, and on a daily basis we are monitoring some of those that are coming in so that we can then be able to process what is left. I can confirm that the numbers that we've been moving around with all the members around us, and then we do not have any people that could go beyond 2,000. What it means is that with the resources that we have, we'll see how fast and how best are we really going to push. Our anticipation is to make sure that we load 60 buses today so that we can also make a serious mark like what we did yesterday. Yesterday, we upped our game. The number increased with 1,000 because we managed to register and process and remove plus minus 4,858. Those are the numbers that we have managed to push out. That is why when you take a 5,000 out of a campus of this nature, you'll understand what the mark of a 5,000 will do. And I've indicated the other day that a day before yesterday we did 4.8, closer to 5,000. And then a day before we did 3.5. And then in 2 days, you can understand that if you are processing and making sure that you push 7,000 within 2 days, the space gradually becomes smaller. We're moving around our tents just to check as to whether we still have got people. I need to confirm that all the people that we are having are in the queues. They are very few, but we will continue pushing while at the same time still awaiting some of those that might be coming from the other areas. Thank you.
And the Cape Town bus?
No, last night we received 10 buses from Cape Town. Those buses are currently being processed, and then there are going to be those buses brought in people from Malawi. We are now going to make sure that today we assist them to go to Malawi, and then others are going to Zimbabwe.
Just for clarity, we do know that you said you are working with the traffic department to ensure that the buses that leave here, there is no delay. Are the buses being escorted? Because my worry is, what if these other people get off the bus and then they don't cross to their country?
We've got traffic department that is working with us. That's why you also see them behind me. And then their role and their responsibilities to make sure that as and when buses are to move, they clear the road for the buses so that the buses can make sure and the drivers can just make sure that they move from here to the port of entry, which is Beitbridge. Beitbridge is plus minus 16 if not 17 kilometers from here, so the traffic are managing to do that. But the other issues is that there are also roadblocks where police are there, communication has flown, they know at what time are the buses going to come so that we could just have that easy flow. BMA also, they know when our buses are going to be coming, and then as and when they move here, messages would have already reached them for them to know that our buses are coming, so that when they arrive on their side, they must not even be delayed.
Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Matsaung Mulukomoloto. Here I've got a couple of questions, but I want to first start by getting clarity. Did I hear you correctly? Did you say that over this weekend you've managed to load up to 7,000 people who would have left the center?
I said not over the weekend. The 7,000 that I'm talking to you about, yesterday we managed 4,500 and some odds. A day before yesterday we managed 3,500. That gives you around 7,000 to 8,000. So that is on those 2 days. The stats that I'm giving you of the 7,000 does not include all the other days. So it's only for yesterday and also for the day when we had that briefing.
Thank you so much. The other question really speaks to these hawkers who are being chased away here. Maybe formally or officially give us the reason why you are kicking them out. And second to that, please confirm this, I will call it a rumor now, that one of the migrants has died. If you can just clarify where they died, in the bus coming here or having left here, or they died in the center. What were the circumstances around that?
Maybe let's clarify that. We were here at the center up until I think 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. There are buses that were loaded yesterday, and then those buses that we were loading are the buses that I was giving you the numbers that they were earmarked to Zimbabwe and also to Malawi. And then after they loaded, I think around 10:30, one of the bus drivers came back. I think that bus left here, that when we asked the driver as to where did he turn, I think he turned around 15 kilometers away from the center. When the bus was loaded here, everything was fine. And then the information that we received from the bus driver and from the people that were with the deceased person, it's true, one person is deceased, but the person passed on while they were on their way to the port of entry. It did not happen in the center. But what happened is that immediately after that, the driver turned back and came to the center here. That is where the emergency services were called, and that is where the police also came to do what they are supposed to do.
Do we know circumstances regarding their death?
No, we don't. I think that is one of the issues that the health department can be able to assist. But the information that we got is that he just said, I'm feeling hot, temperatures are up. Then he took off his shirt, and then from there he collapsed. And then when the emergency services went to them, they confirmed that the person has passed on and is a Malawian national.
All right. I just want you to clarify the reason behind kicking out the hawkers. Does that have to do perhaps with your concerns over the quality of food they are selling? But then how do you balance that with the complaints by some of the migrants who say they don't get enough food, or it takes time for them to get food that are given to them in the center, and as a result they prefer to augment with this?
Look, one of the things that you must understand, that this is a government-run facility. Food are being provided on site. Gift of the givers are here. In their meeting, they've been indicating that they are even preparing more than what they've been preparing for some of the days. There are responsibilities that are aligned to other stakeholders here. We are an integrated stakeholders. We've got all stakeholders which have got their own roles here. Hawkers, we then said, the issue of administering the hawkers lies within the responsibilities of the municipalities. And what we then requested is that the municipality must be the people that remain responsible for dealing with the issue of hawkering, so that those issues of control, the issue of checking what these people are supposed to be bringing here, can then be addressed by the municipality. Once the municipality are satisfied, we will then get an indication from the municipality as to what is it that we need to come on board. But for now, hawkers, we have requested that we don't need hawkers here, because like what we have just said, what people sell, they must be checked. There are health inspectors that must also deal with that. So that role is what the municipalities are dealing with.
Did you have some of the hawkers found selling prohibited items, say maybe dagga or cigarette and all that?
I wouldn't say that, no.
Okay.
I didn't pick any of those.
Just a final one on my side. I think earlier, did I hear you correctly mentioning that the number of people who are left in this center now are less than 2,000?
Remember, look, we took rounds, we looked around. The numbers have decreased. And even in terms of what we've seen, the numbers, they don't even go beyond 2,000. But remember, this remains a moving target. As and when we're decreasing, for instance, yesterday, we cleared almost 99%. But there are some of the people that came overnight. There are over 10 buses that came. So when we are saying 2,000, it doesn't mean that it will remain that 2,000. The number might be increasing because we're still receiving people from all the other provinces. Remember, this is the only repatriation center that is in here, and then this is where all the people that are going to use the port of entry, which is Beitbridge, we are processing them here.
Just on that final note, do you know if there are, because my understanding is that in both Durban and in Epping in the Western Cape, those have been closed, yet you still have people walking there hoping to be transported to this particular center. Do you still have buses expected to leave those two centers and others perhaps in other parts of the country to come here? Do you have estimates in terms of numbers?
Remember, you only can confirm when we have got exact numbers. You can't just assume that I'll be having 1, 2, 3. But now, throughout all the provinces, we're working closely with the municipalities. Remember, municipalities remain responsible for all their spaces. As and when information is received, they share it with us. SAPS is also on the ground. As and when they receive information, that information is shared with us, we share it with the embassies. Then the embassy, ourselves, and all the other stakeholders start working together in terms of making sure that people are brought here. You must remember, embassies are also taking responsibility for their people, and they're really doing that.
Very last one. I know, my sincere apology. I don't know if you're in a position just to collate and say, from perhaps the day, the 7th, when the president announced those measures that the country would be implementing, how many people to date estimates would have left, processed by Home Affairs and left, And lastly, the issue of migrants, particularly undocumented ones, who are stuck in Epping and KwaZulu-Natal. They are not going to be brought here if things remain this way. Why are you not deporting them as Home Affairs?
Can you repeat your question, Block?
So there are people who are still going to those centers which have been closed. Others are undocumented. And already we know South Africa, through the minister in the presidency, has said South Africa has never initiated any repatriation process. The question is, you do have a mandate to deport those who are in the country illegally. They are gathered there, some of them. Why are you failing to deport them if you can no longer repatriate them? Because you might have closed those centers.
Look, we are repatriating people here. And all the people that are saying that we want to go home, those people are repatriated. Deportation has not stopped. The department continues to run its deportation process. But when it comes to the people that are saying, we need to leave, we need to go to our own country. Remember, those are people that are doing the voluntary. They present themselves voluntarily. And then all what we need to do, together with their embassies, then we work together in terms of making sure that people are removed. Deportation has not stopped, Moloko. People that do not have documentations, that are not part of this team, which says we want to go home. If police detect them, if our officials detect them, we'll still arrest them, process them for deportation.
Overall number?
And then in terms of the overall number of people that we've processed, I think the numbers, though I might not have them now, we've pushed Moloko. I think we might be moving over to 70,000 now.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Before you go, yesterday we spoke about the 10 buses coming from the Western Cape with the people affected with diarrhea, and you said that they will be processed along the way. How has that been going?
No, what happened is that the buses that we said that they'll be coming from the Western Cape, they arrived, and then they arrived around 11 o'clock here. We managed to allocate them space, and then those buses are currently being processed. From there, we're going to make sure that those people are moved.
When?
There are people that are here going to leave today. Thank you.
I just want to find out, yesterday you spoke about the person that was separated or detained by the police because of that murder case or being associated with a murder case. Can you give us an update on that, and if you have found anyone or anything?
I think on that one, police are busy doing their work. That is the police work. What we can confirm is that their system worked, their technology worked. Technology assisted them to detect those that wanted to run away from their own criminal cases. So that is being handled by the police.
Thank you.
Thank
But
you.
why police adventures on your side? Why can't they brief us? Particularly on that murder case, because it was reported yesterday, we're still in the dark.
Can we leave the police and not put...
Thank you so much, Mr. Obi.
Another day.